show ko na simulate ng video.
There are different types of supports. Support system that some people have some performance, and you also looking at this we also have some people that's stuff and you have presentations still up there and help with providing the people up there. If I'm on the campus, if I'm able to help people to understand what's that critical to go to the hub, like for the information, and then they can tell me what to do. I can use them sometimes I prefer going to the office. They are taking care of us very well. So I went there and talked with them and they tell me what to do. If you need help, if you're a person along the way, go home seat, something out there. There are street counselors and they're really good at helping. They can help you out with better. And just my office is always good for you. If you have any issues, you go there. Talk with them and they will take us about this.
I like the small set of classes, and the teachers are helpful and they're experts in their field. Their libraries and the labs are really organized facilities. The teaching way and their learning method are different, and we have lots of group work and lots of presentations. And here we have work placement and real work experience. The students are from different countries all over the world. We have Indians, Italians, Canadians, and Chinese. We are helping each other like a family.
It has a mix of city, country life to it. So with that combined, it's good for me. It's a quiet environment. I like to go out and walk in, and that's what I like about Thunderbay. There are trails we can walk for miles, so I do that a lot. And for shopping, it's easy to get around. It's not that big, so I don't really get lost in it. It's inexpensive compared to other places that I have been. I find that housing is way cheaper, food is cheaper. It suits me fine, it's perfect for me.
Come a few days before the program begins and get familiar with school and city and teachers and staff and talk. There's a policy page where you can read on for students and I'm sure they have some information that they give you or just an email you can offer to the class to get that from students. Go to all these classes. If you struggle with lectures sometimes before, just ask what they're good for. Since you're afraid of living in the city, feel to like it.
You never know what's going to happen in your day.
I like the small size classes and the teachers are helpful and they're experts in their field. Their libraries and the rats are really nice facilities.
The period of struggle lectures to find over that that's different.
It's needed to get around, it's not that big, so I don't really get lost in it.
There are a variety of accommodations options here, such as the residence or homestay families, but some students choose to live on their own or just join up together with other students.
If you need help, if you're a person from like remote homesick, maybe something wrong with, there are school counselors and they're really good and helpful. They can help you out with better. And education offices are right there for you if you ever need to support or talk with them and really get your practice better.
What are regular definition of the market? Because produced by the skilled students.
We can also help you with fixing your CV, the resume, or writing a cover letter. And there's also several notices all over the college and the jobs. Yes.
It's going to be a burden about living in the city. Be open-minded. You never know what's going to happen in your day.
There are a variety of accommodations options here, such as the residence or homestay families, but some students choose to live on their own or just join up together with other students. They can find accommodations as student staff in international office or researching.
I chose to study.
Picture this. An evening at the lake. Space to live, to breathe, to feel at peace. An evening to call your own. Perhaps dinner at an upscale restaurant, maybe a conversation over a fire. Performance arts at the theater, or the natural wonder of the night sky. And the freedom to make these choices. To have the variety of life within your immediate grasp. Sounds like a great escape, doesn't it? But maybe it doesn't have to be an escape. Maybe it can be the life you live every day. Because right on the edge of Lake Superior, bordered by forests and mountains, and under the canopy of an endless sky, there lies a city with a beating heart that over 100,000 Canadians call home. Thunder Bay. You can think of this city as the ideal Canadian escape. The truth is, it's that, and so much more. In Thunder Bay, true north, strong, and free isn't something we say. It's something we live and breathe. It's in our DNA. It's in the rugged beauty of our landscapes, in the burbling rivers and streams that wind through our hills, valleys, and forests, in breathtaking views and stunning hikes, in the hundreds of kilometers we run, sail, swim, climb, and ride. This city is home to the energy of unwavering Canadian spirit. You can find this energy in the wealth of opportunities, education, and resources that allow us to raise world-class doctors, lawyers, and innovators. In the strengths of our research, arts, and entrepreneurial sectors. In the support we give to our local businesses, and in the way we celebrate hard work and achievement. This is a city where you belong. You'll know it from the warm embrace of our welcomes, in our diversity, in our culture, your culture. It's no mistake that we're the 6th most diverse city of our size on the continent. This is a place where you come to grow, where you and your family can find opportunities to experience life to the fullest and succeed in your passions. Yes, this is a city you can call home, a city with open roads, clean air, and endless possibility. It's a place where you spend less time working to live and more time living. A place where your lifestyle isn't defined by your wallet, but only by the limits of your imagination. In Thunder Bay, 15 minutes isn't how long it takes to get a cup of coffee at the drive-thru. It's how long it takes to get home.
At Confederation College, we know the best way to learn is to do. So let's get fired up. Let's spark our imaginations. Let's do something amazing. With a 90% employer satisfaction rate, and one of the highest graduate employment rates in Ontario, will help you get there. Dream big, get the skills, do the job. Visit confederationcollege.ca and apply now.
Thinking about taking your education further? Maybe you're about to graduate high school, or taking some time off, or maybe you just want to try something new. Whatever your reason, Confederation College will help you prepare for your perfect career. So be big, because there's a whole world out there just waiting to be explored. How far you go is up to you. Start your journey today with Confederation College. Applications are still being accepted for a variety of programs beginning this fall. Visit confederationc.on.ca. It's not too late to apply.
Hi, Miss Anna. Okay, we're going to start now. Okay. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Today is our event from Confederation College. To start with our event, I would like to introduce to you Miss Marizoni Tubol, our representative from Confederation College. Hi, Miss Marizoni.
Hi Marvin, good evening. I hope you can see me.
Oh yeah, yes, I can see.
Alright, so now let me just share my screen. And please let me know if you can see this screen.
Yes.
We just turned off my video for internet purposes. You know how bad the internet here in the Philippines is. Hi Sir Edward, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
You have shared screen. Can everybody now see my screen?
Yes, yes, please.
Alright, amazing. So hello, good evening everyone. So, thank you for attending this webinar organized by the FastWay team. I am Marizoni Tubol, can call me Tony, one of ApplyBoard's International Recruitment Manager. I will do my best to make it short and sweet. If you have any questions along the way, feel free to type it in the chat box and we'll answer them during the question and answer portion. After my presentation, we do have the International Recruitment Manager of Confederation College here tonight. She will be explaining and sharing to everyone how we can study all the competitive programs of Confederation College and how you can apply to its programs and how you can integrate in the future in tender pay. Now, let me just share. Alright. I'd like to start with sharing certain questions that you may ask yourself while you are planning or preparing to study in Canada. Now, Sir Marvin or Sir Edward, I'm looking for a very specific program. Sir Marvin, Sir Edward, I'm looking for a school in a specific location where my relatives are living, or I'm looking for a limited budget. I'm looking for a school that does not require IELTS, or I'm looking for an area in Canada that would streamline my permanent residency application in the future after study. So no need to worry because the education counselors of FastWay Visa are fully equipped with the right tools to guide you in selecting programs and schools on behalf of the ApplyBoard platform. Now, FastWay Chapter is a certified recruitment partner of ApplyBoard. We work with 1,500 plus schools across Canada to provide you a wide range of options for you to choose and for you to achieve your desired career goals and make your international education accessible to you. Now, ApplyBoard has become the world's largest online platform. We have assisted 500,000 plus students with your educational journey, and you were named the fastest growing technology company in Canada by Deloitte. And FastWay, like what I mentioned, is a certified partner, and they can access to all of these. Now, we all know that studying in Canada is the best pathway that could lead us to permanent resident, and each provinces in Canada has its own different immigration pilots that international students can take advantage of. This evening, I will be sharing an overview of how you can be eligible to apply for the Rural Northern Immigration Pilot. And just a disclaimer, I am not an RCIC. All the information that I will be sharing are from the IRCC. Alright, so just an overview. It's about the pilot requirements, which is the eligibility. Now, the pilot was launched early 2019. It is a community-driven program that is designed to help smaller communities with aging population and labor shortages. With 11 participating communities from Ontario, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, and British Columbia. And this evening, like what I mentioned, our participating school is from Thunder Bay, Ontario. Now, about the process, there are two types of requirements that you need to comply for international students. You need to comply to be eligible to this program. So we have the IRCC eligibility and then the community-specific requirements. Now for the pilot requirements. In the past 3 years, that's inside or outside Canada. You need to meet the language requirements. Please note that there is a minimum language requirement for the job that you will be applying to. You need to meet the educational requirements. If you're an international student in Canada, you must have a post-secondary certificate or a diploma or a degree. Next is proof of funds. You must have or must show that you have enough funds to support yourself and your family. Lastly, you must intend to live in the preferred committee that you're interested in, which is Thunder Bay. Now, for international students, good news is you will be exempted from the work experience criteria. All you have to submit is your credential from a post-secondary education program of 2 years or longer. You have studied full-time, received your credential not more than 18 months before your application. Lastly, is you have stayed, studied, and lived in the community for at least 16 months for the last 24 months. Now, I mentioned a while ago that there is a minimum language requirement for each specific job that you will be applying to, which is shown in the CLD level. So each job has its specific CLD, and then every CLD level has its each requirement for the IELTS compliance. Next is the settlement fund. So you need to show funds. You must have to show that you have enough funds to support yourself and your family. So total amount will depend on the number of family members that you have. Now the job offer requirements. So you must have a job offer to work in one of the participating committees. It needs to be a full-time job, not seasonal, not volunteering, and not self-employment. It has to be a permanent employment in the specific province. Now, from preparing to post-graduation or study permit Canada, here are some benefits that you can take advantage of. Now, in terms of being a student in Canada, there is no age limit as long as you're able to justify your intentions of being a genuine student. Because there are various schools in Canada that do accept a variety of age groups. Okay? And some schools in Canada do waive IELTS for Filipino passport holders, just like our participating school this evening. But please take note, there are a lot of advantages when you take IELTS. Example, you get more flexibility in terms of school options that's anywhere in Canada. It aids you employment or job search because it lets you prove your employer that you can speak English well. Gets you scholarship and discounts to some colleges. It elevates employment or academic competition in college or university admission. It also gets you higher chances of visa approval, but these are just benefits, but there are still a lot of Filipino students who have not taken IELTS and got their visa approval. Next is, if you bring your family, your spouse will be given open work permit, and your kids will be able to avail the free education. No work while studying. The option to work while studying is one of the decision-making criteria for most Filipino students in finalizing their study destination. Now, international students, like you, here are future international students, who will be enrolled in a full-time post-secondary program at a designated learning institute can work up to 20 hours per week during school terms and full-time during school breaks and holidays. Now, if you wish to treat your spouse, your partner again will be given an open work permit once his visa gets approved, which allows him to work full-time. Now, extending your stay in Canada. So after completion of your studies, we all wish to move to Canada permanently. Now, again, we all know that when we study overseas, we only get a temporary status, meaning when our study duration ends, we are also required to go back to our home country. Canada, on the other hand, has designed to help international students gain Canadian work experience after finishing your studies by staying in Canada for another 2 years, which this experience we call or PGWP or postgraduate work permit. Now, if you study 8 months or less than 2 years, you will be eligible to stay for the same length as your study duration. But if you study 2 years or more, you will be eligible to stay for 3 years in Canada. Now, for further details on this, the FastWay team will elaborate during your one-on-one consultation after this session. Alright? Well, I mentioned about the 11 participating communities under the Rural and Urban Integration Pilot. For the 11 participating communities, these are some of the schools that is under them. We have Sioux College, Algoma University, Southbrook University, Okanagan College, Cambrian College, Confederation College, Canadore College, Norwegian University, Lakehead University, Saskatchewan Polytechnic, Assiniboine Community College, and Northern College. Now tonight, again, like what I mentioned, we have a participating school from one of this participating community all the way from Thunder Bay. Let's all welcome the International Recruitment Manager of Confederation College, Ms. Cristel Valenzuela. Cristel? Hi.
Hi, good evening.
Yes.
Hi.
Good evening. Wow.
Yeah, I recovered from COVID. I think COVID, there's a kind of, it's a very challenging situation, but it kind of loses your, I guess it's like a reboot, right? 2.0, but it's not a joke, it was very challenging. Took us 2 months to recover. But anyway,
But you're still working with 2 months that you had COVID, right? So
I know, right?
your retention is still there.
I converse with our fellow Filipinos and of course our partners. Your partners at ApplyBoard, my first love. Alright, so hi to FastWay team. Hello. I need the echo.
Okay.
Marvin.
Hi,
Sir
hello.
Marvin.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. You guys are really well dressed. Apologies, I could have worn something more formal. Di ba tinasal ako ng kiring ni Tony?
Yeah.
Unsa man.
Yeah.
Alright. So thank you, Ms. Tony, for that presentation of yours. You actually covered some of my presentation, which is fantastic as always, because we needed to highlight one of the core values of the college. And of course, it's not easy to select a certain school because there are thousands of great colleges. I mean, just focus in Ontario itself, there's a lot of great colleges, and that's why we're actually very happy that the Filipinos, or I guess other international students, are very keen on studying, well, pursuing rather, the study pathway to Canada. And I'm just very delighted that you have highlighted the one of the perks, which is the immigration possibilities. It may sound so like easy peasy, but of course it does entail a lot of research. And fortunately, to our participants live here via Google Meet, it's such a fortunate, I guess, gathering for us to know you shall be this rather, because this is, I guess, one of the reasons or one of the factors for selection process. You mentioned that, Ms. Tony, maybe you have a relative, maybe you're looking for affordable tuition fee, cost of living. I mean, it's natural. We're Filipinos. As much as we can save money, why not? If the end of the day could bring us opportunities for job, can bring our family, then why not? So that's why I'm actually very excited to inform you about this college, Confederation College. We're also located in Ontario. The biggest, okay, is the runway leader for international students in Canada. Number one pa rin siya, am I right? Alright, Ms. Tony? Number one pa rin siya as of 2021, ngayon, this year.
Yes.
Natin.
And number of students who are already applying to Confederation College, which is location, immigration pathway, questions, very competitive, and then the application process.
That's right. And yeah, thanks for that. And like for us, for the colleges, we're actually, yeah, we upload those who would proceed like on their own or try to be courageous on doing it yourself. However, it's not easy. So if you have a consultant like FastWay, it would really lessen, the unnecessary stress. If they could help you with your plotting, they could help you with your visa application, because the application for school actually it's very easy. It's like especially us Filipinos and I guess other foreign students as well. It's actually very easy. It's very straightforward. But that's just the first level or the first step. The most critical and sensitive phase is your student permit application, which entails rigorous analysis of how you go about it. So that's why if I were to recommend, and people would always DM me in our official Facebook page, I'd say better that you have an agent with you or a consultant, because it's not that easy. So I guess that's why you're here, of course, together with FastWay, because you are very keen on working with a consultant. So again, this is the best step for you if I were really to advise. Unsolicited advice even, but this is what I've gained from a lot of clients who would go for a direct. Okay, so I'm going to go with my presentation. Similarly, I will provide you a brief overview of the college and the other opportunities in Thunderbird, because that's one of the things that you should consider a lot. May opportunities galore. Allow me to share my screen, and please do not hesitate to jot down if you have any questions, because for us, let's make this interactive. Let's make this a fun info session webinar. That's why we are here. We're here for participants. Okay, for me to have a vision where I'm going to go for, could you possibly write down or type in the checkbox the preferred program that or industry that you are looking at? Engineering, skilled trades, healthcare, business. Please write it down in the chat box. Pakitype po. So I really understand like the majority of, I can see, oh, ang bilis. Well, hindi ko na pala kailangan patuntik-tuntik. Very participative. That's fantastic. Thank you, everyone. Please continue to write down or jot down your preferred industry, whether you want to have a switch, because it's possible. Change career, why not? Okay, so this is possible with Confed. I'm telling you this. You can go for, probably you are a teacher, then you want, pero you really want to be in culinary industry. So do let us know. We'll definitely provide you the best information. Okay, so I think majority of you now are jotting down. So I'm going to start with my presentation. There you go. And maximize this. Okay, so again, good evening. My name is Crystal Venezuela, and I represent Confederation College here in the Philippines. And as you can see from this deck, this is actually where the college is situated. So we are located in Thunder Bay, Ontario. But as you can visualize right now, unfortunately we cannot do physical visits, but let's use our visual appetite, if I can claim that. So Thunder Bay, Ontario, is in the Greater Toronto area. So we're in the outskirts. We're about 19 minutes from Toronto. So that would entail, of course, lower cost of living and more opportunities, especially for the international community. And as you can see, we have here the air, land, and water. So what does it tell you? It does speak about different opportunities, not only those who are in the hashtag in demand occupations. So whether you are in the aviation, you are a seafarer, you are an engineer, you are in the business industry, you have vast opportunities here in Thunder Bay, Ontario. Okay? So how is it really possible? Maybe I'm just overselling this or not. No, I wouldn't do that, especially me. Ms. Tony knows that very well. I would speak about what is the reality, and we're not going to provide you exaggerated information. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about, okay, so everybody probably knows about the sought after destinations, like Winnipeg, Manitoba, Calgary, Alberta, Toronto, Ontario. But hey, you know what? There are other great areas in Canada. So we need to understand and visually see what our community looks like. Thunder Bay. I'm actually very happy earlier because Ms. Tony presented or showed a video about Thunder Bay. So later, after this slide, I'm going to provide a very short video. And on the right side of the presentation, it would provide the key points of our community. Next one, a little bit about RNIP. It has been discussed earlier, but I'd like to funnel it to the area in Thunder Bay, and specifically for Confed College students. And of course, everything about Confed. Okay, now, so let me play the video.
Some states where my heart is. There's no place like it. In Thunder Bay, we all embrace the lights. It's an unapologetic word. Because for us, it's almost more than what we are. It's who we are. We're very worried. We build up for lunches and go for love. Our leash. And the things are just right. Our pioneers to real process. Makes us a new life. North side, south side, and midday, we're all on the same side. This is our stone, our natural habitat. And when you choose Thunder Bay, Thunder Bay shows you this is home.
It's like a promo for tourism But yes, because our city, Thunder Bay, is indeed a tourism area. And as you can see from the right side of the deck, we're the most populous municipality in northwestern Ontario, third busiest airport in Ontario with 18 daily aircraft movements. Even during the pandemic, we've got we're 50 kilometers away from Minnesota, double the size of the Philippines, largest land port in the world. So what does it basically tell us? Well, it's a city wherein there are a lot of possibilities. If we have these movements, there are opportunities for part-time job and definitely for full-time employment after you graduate from Confederation College. Because again, this is a very diverse community with different industries. So as you can see here, largest land port in the world. Imagine different barge coming in and out in our city alone, just in Thunder Bay. Barge from the US, from Africa, from the Middle East, Asia, Europe, and that brings in economic inflow. Of course, people coming in, they stay at the hotel, they go to the restaurants and pubs, and therefore there are opportunities for full part-time job or full-time opportunities for our prospective students in Thunder Bay or at Confederation College. Okay, so hopefully I was able to convince you how Thunder Bay is, and feel free to go to YouTube and check out the awesome videos there to know more about our community in Thunder Bay. Alright, okay, let's move forward now. As highlighted by Ms. Tony about RNIP or RNIP, this is actually, I'll coin it as an expedition or expediting your application to become a nominee of a certain province. Because as long as you meet all of these basic federal requirements, then you will qualify to become a nominee. Like myself, I'm not also an immigration lawyer, but this presentation was actually reference from our actual webinar conducted by the Government of Thunder Bay, CEDC, in cooperation with Confederation College. There's a full video of this RNIP webinar at our official Facebook page. Later on, I'll just give you the link. However, so this are relevant details basically gives you a heads up of what you need to prepare. Because like what I said, one of the key factors for selecting a location, a school in Canada, is that will give you an opportunity for immigration if that's one of your goals. So that's why we have highlighted it here. So, if you are actually an international student, you are exempted from the work experience. Okay, please take note that if you do have a spouse, a partner coming with you, they could also be the principal applicant on their RNIP. So if they are not studying, of course they're working full-time, and they could go for the work experience a minimum of 1 year. Could be anywhere, offshore, it be in Canada, be in the Philippines, or wherever that is. So that is for the spouse who would apply for RNIP. They will also need to have settlement funds and other requirements from the beginning. So now, highlighting as an international student, if you're an international student, you studied at Confed, you are accepted for work experience, but you need to have 2 years minimum of qualification at Confed. And you should have a job offer, language, yes, you do waive IELTS, but this is for PR nominee. And settlement funds, if you are an international student, you are exempted from this. You don't need to have a show money at the time of your application to become a nominee. Intention to reside, so a proof that you have stayed in Thunder Bay and you decided to stay here for a period of time. So the minimum is about 2 years, and that begins at the time of your first day of schooling. So once you have started your schooling, that is the duration, the beginning of duration to count off. So that's why I'm saying earlier, if you meet all of these requirements after you graduate, then you could already apply for a nominee to become PR. So as a Confederation College student, according to CEDC, what are my chances? Really good chance. That's what they have stated. Why is that? Well, if you have the experience living in Thunder Bay, you have working experience, or probably there's also a job offer for you, then you have a great probability. In fact, okay, fun fact here, this RNIP was launched last year. So the first nominations only started in fact 2020, and 50% of those who were nominated are actually graduates from Confederation College. That is a very interesting statistics. And probably you know, since this is a pilot launched by the government, there is an expiration. Yep. Just like AIPP, it's bound to expire. I believe this year, but there's some grapevine grapevine information wherein it might be extended because the government was not able to meet the threshold of their required immigration number. I think you've seen that in the news. So there's a chance that they might extend it. I believe they have extended it also in the past. So RNIP is bound to expire December 2022. So how it's gonna work for us Confed students? Like what I said, if it's not you who's going to be the principal applicant, it could be your spouse or your partner. Another great news is that there's a chance that under Express Entry and Acquired Immigrant Nominee Program. I know this is very technical, but do not worry. Like we said, we're just giving you a bird's eye view. To know more about it, you could actually go to the website, type it in, and you'll find out information. But it may be too complicated, so do not worry because at Confed College, we have our in-house lawyers. So the college provides advising when it comes to immigration. So if your clients, your students, you, everyone you're attending, might be confused. Am I qualified for RNIP, for OIP, or CPC? Well, we do have our immigration lawyers on campus that you can seek for their advice. Okay? So I think hopefully we're very clear on that. So definitely we are a public institution and we have 9 campuses around Ontario, but our main campus is located in Thunder Bay. And we are actually, we launched a program only for September 2021, only for Filipinos, but I'll just talk about it later on. So as an international student, what are you going to receive? I don't need to explain this one by one. It's pretty much self-explanatory. And as an international student, you'll be receiving all the in-depth details. Once you have become a client, of course, of FastWay and ApplyBoard, and you would apply it at Confed, you'll be receiving in-depth information. It's raining hard outside. Hopefully you can still hear my voice. Miss Tony, is my voice still clear?
Yes, clear as your name. Crystal clear.
I love it. Salamat. Ayan, okay, lakas ng ulan. Okay, so, but I can highlight a couple of information here. Nasabi ko na kanina earlier, immigration advising, we have our in-house immigration lawyers. We also have an array of scholarships, and we do have employment assistance. Confed is very unique. Okay, every school has unique attributes, but at Confederation College we have a particular program, a very famous one called the Personal Support Worker, wherein we have partnered with employment companies wherein they absorb our students right after they graduate. So basically, in a nutshell, 100% guaranteed job after you have finished a one-year program of personal support worker. So that is 100% guaranteed job. And for other programs, so far we're very happy to inform you that even if it's business program, we have great information wherein they've received an offer, job offer, 2 weeks after the graduation. That's another fact. This year yun, 2021. Okay? Alright, so let's move forward. Here we go. So one of our promise to our international students is to provide them seminars supposedly face-to-face, but given the situation, everything is of course done visual. This is the current one. Just last week we had our webinar session for our international students, wherein they were given an opportunity to ask about or to discuss about different topics about immigration, postgraduate work permit, employment in Canada. Imagine they're still studying but they get to receive this great opportunity. We also have on-campus career fair, but I think that will be resumed next year, given that the numbers in Ontario has incredibly declined when it comes to COVID. Okay, so to move forward, another question that is commonly asked by our prospective clients is, are there job opportunities? I did mention earlier, we even have 100% job placement for some programs. So as an international student, you can do part-time job. And I got this from the City of Thunder Bay website yesterday. And these are the following part-time job possible for summer students. Or students who are now studying at Confed, and because it's summer break, so they could go for this as long as they qualify for the position. Okay? Kasi we understand this is very important for us to find out okay, there's a job vacant, even for part-timers and international students. Okay, now we're going to the second layer of this presentation about our programs at Confed. You might notice that we don't have much in comparison to other colleges or universities. However, other programs are direct match for a national occupation checklist for Thunder Bay. So, what does it tell you? So it doesn't mean that I am from the healthcare industry that I'm safe enough to apply for nominee to become a PR. That's not how it works. It depends on the community, depends on what kind of immigration pathway. So I'm talking about the organ. So it doesn't mean that you're from the healthcare, 100% you will qualify. If your program is medical secretary or office administration for healthcare, would you qualify? Well, it's not a direct match for NOC or National Occupation Checklist. So, no. Maybe for other stream you would, but for RNIP, it's a different story. However, I'd like to highlight that all our programs at Confed, rest assured that it is a direct match for NOC or RNIP. Whether you're doing carpentry, automotive, business program, dentistry, you will have some peace of mind that you are the direct match for RNIP or RNIP application. Okay, the first difficulty is the, sorry, if you can put someone on mute. I think I can hear some audio just to have a seamless presentation. Okay, so the first faculty is ACE or Aviation. We have our own hangar here. So we have our own planes, and this is used by our aviation students and tourism students. And this is located in Thunder Bay International Airport, about 15 minutes away from the college. So it's very convenient. And the next one, I've seen in the chat box that there's those interested in the skill trades. This is fantastic. As we know, in Canada, this is really in demand, and it's a high-paying job. And in fact, for 2021, the Ministry of Labor in Canada invested big amount of money because they really wanted to highlight this program or this industry. And these are the following programs that we are offering for the mentioned umbrella. I don't think I need to enumerate one by one later on. You can ask from FastWay as we give out the flyer for each program to know more about the necessary information. But this is basically the overview of the program. And for the application requirements, for Filipinos or those who studied in the Philippines, whether you're a foreigner, you are exempted from IELTS if they given the three profiles. You are a graduate of K-12 and you have grade 12 English. Number two, you are a bachelor's degree holder, a postgraduate, MBA, PhD holder, definitely you are exempted from IELTS. Number three, you are from the old Philippine curriculum, grade 10 or K10 as they call it, plus you have 2 years of post-secondary, undergrad, or could be a vocational course. Like I've taken 1 year in cook, 1 year in caregiving, you are exempted from IELTS. As long as, again, there's English in your caregiving course, you could already qualify for IELTS waiver. No need for English certificates or MOI. Just give us your diploma, your certificate, and you are good to go. And if you are a graduate of the old Philippine curriculum, K10, and no post-secondary qualification, you work immediately. That's quite common in the Philippines. And you could still qualify for a certificate or diploma program. No need for bridging, no need for general studies. Straight up, go to diploma, apply for diploma and certificate, but you have to submit Duolingo. So that, again, makes, I guess, a significant difference for those who would have 2 years of post-secondary K-12 and bachelor's degree holder. Another information is that if you have your bachelor's degree, you do not need to submit your high school records. No need. So no hassle, no need to go back to your high school and ask for your Form 137 or diploma. You don't need those. You have your bachelor's degree, your diploma, your TOR, you are good to go. No need for those and no need for MOI. So that would be the application requirements. And this is the total tuition fee per year. Okay, so let's move forward. Faculty of Business, Hospitality, and Media Arts. These are our programs. As mentioned earlier, 2 weeks ago, our students graduated, and then a couple of weeks after, 1 or 2 weeks after, if I'm not mistaken, they already received an offer for HR graduates and business accounting. So that is really a marvelous information. And for others, it's also easy for them to get some work opportunities related to their field. Okay. Next one is the Faculty of Community Services and Health. Of course, definitely popular industry across Canada. And these are our programs. I mentioned about medical support worker earlier. That would entail 100% employment after you graduate. And the rest, actually, there are no issues about employment because even these students graduated from this program, they may not have a contract or cooperation with 100% absorption of work, but they do receive work opportunities after they graduate. So we're safe to say that all of these programs definitely would provide you work immediately. Last but not the least, the postgraduate programs. Okay, we've got here an array from marketing. Here would be the duration. So if it's a one-year program, you could go 1+1, by the way. Combination of certificate and PGC. Let's say, for example, you are in the healthcare industry, you could go for leadership for healthcare professionals. And a 1 year perhaps in PSW or medical lab assistant. It depends on your ultimate goal. Okay, so these are our programs for PGC. All right, and now just to let you know, maybe we have some clients here who are still looking at September 2021. You might probably thinking at the back of your head, oh, she's crazy. Is there still time for visa for student permit? Baka sabihin sa akin ni FastWay, kaya pa ba? Well, the thing is, for these programs, you can actually start online. Even your visa or student permit is currently on process. It is 100% possible. 100% possible to do pure online. While waiting for your visa, you have until December 1 to let us know if you would defer, cancel with, of course, with penalty, or continue with the program. December 1, 2021, that's why we still have some opportunities for those who would want to go for this and save some money for accommodation and other matters. Okay, so September 2021 still open for only for these programs. And okay, this is actually not updated, I'm sorry. As of today, we have no more seats for PSW definitely in Thunder Bay, but one seat in Kenora. So only for this year that we have opened in our regional campus because of the demand, and only for Filipinos, exclusive for Filipinos only, because I guess the community also want the workers or their prospective workers coming from the Philippines when it comes to healthcare. And there's only one seat left and one for practical nursing. Typically, our practical nursing is only for Canadians or domestic students, but we have opened this for the Philippines only for September. As I've mentioned earlier, PSW possible for online, but for PSW, instead of December 1, you have up until November 1 to inform us the status of your visa application. Otherwise, you can defer to January. And for practical nursing, this one is quite, I guess, shoot for the stars because you need to be in Canada by August. So it might be very ambitious for us. And another great information is that due to the demand of the program, PSW, we'd like to say thank you to our students, and apart from opening it in Kenora campus, all our students who would study there will be given 2,000 bursary for scholarship. Only one seat left, so if you're interested, do inform FastWay. And you've also probably heard about this. What about those who are vaccinated or jabbed? Can they enter Canada without undergoing a rigorous isolation? The answer is yes, if you tested negative. It doesn't mean that you have this vaccine, you are exempted from the isolation. You would still need to go, once you arrive in Canada, of course you have to be tested again. And if you tested negative, you don't need to undergo the 14-day quarantine. But if you tested positive, unfortunately, well, you do have to undergo the 14-day mandated isolation plan. We understand it's going to be financially, I don't want to call it a burden, but there's financially, I would say, there's an impact, of course. So we're giving out, as our help, once you arrive in Toronto, because you have to do your 3-day isolation there, you would need to or stay at the government approved hotel. Therefore, as our simple way to assist you as our client or student, we're giving out or shelling out 750 Canadian dollars to at least minimize your costing. And then after 3 on-campus accommodation. Thunder Bay is one of the cities that is well protected when it comes to COVID situation. We have our own bubble as well, similar to the Atlantic area, New Brunswick, Prince Edward, Nova Scotia. They have really protected their territories. Same with Thunder Bay. That's why they are already in the phase 2 or 3 of opening up for domestic tourism. So with this, you have to stay at our on-campus accommodation, which is actually not bad. Because in other schools or areas, you have to stay at a 14 days at a hotel, which is crazy expensive. And for the 11 days, to continue with the 14 days, all you have to pay is 340 Canadian dollars, 11 days. And you would be tested every 4 days for COVID. And if you tested negative, you're free to go, stay at your accommodation. And if you unfortunately tested positive, you have to extend your stay on campus. But probably the bright side of things is that you don't need to pay extra. Yep. So you don't have to pay the college extra dollars. 340, that's about it if you have to go further than 11 days. And of course, okay, we're almost done with the presentation. And we're giving out scholarships, entry scholarships. This is only on a limited number of scholarships. So for certificate or diploma program, no entry requirement as long as you qualify for the application or admission. You would receive a 500 Canadian bursary. And for PGC, we just require IELTS 6.5, 6.0 per score band, and GPA of 2.5, 2.75. And you could receive 750 for the postgraduate certificate program. And of course, what about the fee structure? So at Confed, on average, the tuition fee is about 16,500. This is quite common in Ontario. And for the longest time, we've been charging 1 semester for the deposit fee. And great news, we have lowered our deposit fee from 8,500 to 2,500 only. So please take advantage of this. Hopefully this would help you or aid you with planning out for your student permit application. Okay, that ends my presentation. But before I stop, or before we go to the next program, I'd like to show a very quick video, and kindly pay attention here on the right side of the deck. This would probably explain a lot why Confed College is really a sought after destination now for international students. Okay, so just to highlight, if you are going to proceed with ApplyBoard and FastWay, we are going to reimburse. We are going to reimburse your application fee. If you do it yourself, by directly you have to pay about $95 Canadian. But if you're going to proceed with ApplyBoard and FastWay, we're going to give you back your 95 Canadian dollars for your application fee. And if you need to defer, because there are circumstances wherein you wanted to go for September 21, and there might be some reasons that you have to move, you can move it to another intake without any additional fees incurred. And like for other campuses, as you know, you would need when you need to defer, you need to reapply again, you need to be reassessed again. So it's a very, very tedious and additional fee. You don't want to make it so complicated. So like with us, we can defer. I've had a client defer 3-4 times, and because of this some situation, and we made it happen as long as it's justifiable, as long as the reason is necessary. No need for MOE, no need for high school diploma if you have your bachelor's degree. Yeah, we actually have free public transportation for you. So you're saving about 1,500 to 2,000 Canadian dollars a year, and you can use that for, well, saving up for budget buying box, or for having an, isn't it, Miss Laura? I can see Miss Laura nodding. Gusto ko yan. Ang ganda naman kasi you could actually go around work, go to school, go to work, travel around, and it's for free. The transportation is free. Low cost of living, how can I say that? If you visit our Facebook page for content, I'll put in the link later on. You can find an accommodation for a 2-bedroom or 2-bedroom, and then per tenant or one room as low as 250 Canadian dollar a month. And you're not obliged to pay 6 months advance, 1 year advance. It could be on a monthly basis. So as low as 250 Canadian dollars, you could find an accommodation, a decent one. And so I think hopefully that justifies affordable fees. And we also have paid internship and guaranteed job for a specific program, and multiple immigration pathways for our international community. Okay, and I think that sums up my presentation. And as mentioned earlier, please like our page. You'll find out more information, and we provide updates every day. So about off-campus accommodation, job opportunities, webinars and trainings, everything is actually there. So please click and like our page. So once again, thank you very much. My name is Coco, and I represent Confederation College.
Thank you so much, Crystal, for that very comprehensive and informative presentation. I really can see that our participants are really interested with Confederation. Is it possible that we could share the last week where you were able to explain everything in a nutshell?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. Let me share the screen once again.
That's a really good, just flash from the screen while we are doing the Q&A. Is that possible on your end?
Yes, that's actually a great idea.
So Marvin will co-moderate me with the Q&A. So Marvin will answer all questions about your application or the services of FastWay, and then Crystal will answer all the questions about Confederation College Survey and all the programs that you're interested in. Now, a while ago, Crystal asked you to message or jot down your programs that you're interested in, so she could share what possible programs would be suitable for you. Okay?
Yeah.
Now we have teacher, Crystal.
Yes. Okay, so for educators, I'm also in the field of psychology and healthcare. We could go for recreation therapy, developmental service worker, PSW, that is also possible, and early childhood education. Please take note that we welcome career change. So if you are, you've been in the let's say academic industry for the longest time, but at the back of your head, you really want to be in the healthcare. So is that possible? The answer is yes at ConfEd. Together with your consultant, they help you justify the content of your study permit, as student plan and SOP. So that is indeed feasible. Am I right? Sir Marvin and Sir
Yes, Edward.
Edward. There we go.
Yeah. Then another one for medical field nursing or biology.
Medical field. Okay, so for the certificate program, it is quite synonymous as mentioned earlier. You can go for PSW, medical lab assistant, or you could go for the diploma programs in recreation developmental services worker, or you could go for postgraduate program, healthcare management, health informatics, by the way, is also possible. It's a combination of business, a little of, we don't have IT, it's not really IT, and healthcare. Basically, it's like encoding information, analyzing.
Section in the hospital. Yes.
Yes, indeed, that's right. So that,
You mentioned, I believe that the healthcare leadership program has already changed its name. Maybe you can.
yes, it's, you cut me off, I'm cut off guard.
I'm so sorry. I just remember that it's also a really good option for our students who would go for the 1+1 when PSW and the healthcare leadership. And I believe the healthcare leadership has a new program already, right?
Yes.
Or a new name. It's the same program but a new name.
It's health administration and leadership.
Health admin leadership, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Alright. Thank you so much, Crystal. This is
Wait. Yeah, sorry. The prerequisite for this, it doesn't necessarily mean that you graduated from a science-related course or degree. It could be that you've had an experience in the healthcare, because we've got a situation similar to that. A business graduate, and then the job would be medical representative, so they could go for this program as well, as long as they have a bachelor's degree.
As you can see, a lot of this are in nursing, business, engineering. What about engineering?
Excellent. Okay, so for engineering, we do have, can I probably flash that?
Yes, sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So for engineering, here we go. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so what kind of engineering, by the way?
It's a general engineering. Maybe we could ask, Asathalin Borotaulo, can you please indicate what specific area in engineering are you interested to, so we could check it for you.
It's a learning name.
And then, what are other possibilities for Filipinos who are working in BPO or BPO industry?
Well, okay. I can see Ace already answered, but
Mechanical and electrical engineering.
there you go. Look at that.
Ace.
Yeah. So electrical engineering, so you could actually go for, as you can see, for diploma, it might, we don't have something related to your program. However, you could go for the postgraduate perhaps. If you were, well, you could go for a shift in career if you want.
He's also interested in electrical engineering.
There you go. So you could go for electrical engineering technology or something related, probably with skilled trades. And also for the postgraduate, if he has or the client has some experience with safety or would want to go into this field, engineering business safety management would be probable for him. But probably the best thing is again to have an overview of the resume. So that would go with the free consultation with FastWay for us to understand, isn't it? But
So again, FastWay has, you know that you can please leave your details in the chat box so they could also call you afterwards and you could set a one-on-one consultation for them.
Yeah, sure.
Alright. Now, Krista, another one here is
BPO or admin.
oh, the BPO. Okay, the BPO. Question.
Yeah, the BPO.
Okay, so for BPO, You could go for postgraduate in digital marketing, HRM, human resource management, IBM, international business management. And once again, all of these are actually under direct match for national occupation checklist. On the other hand, you could also go for any of this. If that has been your course, also if you've done business as well. Or again, career change, whatever.
Possible. So she is, another question here is, she is an RN in profession, but working in a BPO as supervisor for medical insurance.
11 years.
Wow, okay. So a combination of business and healthcare industry. So I think that could be great enough to go for the postgraduate in healthcare, health admin and leadership.
Yep.
Health informatics as well. They could go for +1, so 3 years PGWP. There's also a very popular combination: healthcare admin and leadership plus PSW. That's also possible. So, or it could be other programs, 1 year certificate. That's also possible. And other than that, could go for this, any of this.
So we have the developmental service worker. You can also get PSW, recreational therapy, and EC. Now, question for FastWay. You have other schools in Winnipeg, Manitoba?
Manitoba. Yes, we have. So just send your
Alright,
just send your requirements, and I will send for our discussion, for one-on-one discussion. Okay, just send your
Yep.
contact number and your name so that we can call you tomorrow. Okay.
okay, so
Your mic.
Jen, yes, we do have partnered schools in Winnipeg, Manitoba. They could really check on their end, but unfortunately, there are no schools in Winnipeg, Manitoba that reads IELTS. Okay. Most schools, almost all schools in Winnipeg, Manitoba requires IELTS, so you
Yes.
can take Duolingo if the school is still accepting Duolingo. Alright?
Alright.
Next question from Thelma. Is there any entrance exam in Confederation College upon school application?
Yeah, that's actually a great question. Because our practice, especially in other countries or here in the Philippines, where we have to undergo examinations and entrance exam. So with Confederation College and most schools in Canada, there will be no entrance exam or interviews or such. So you don't have to go through that bloody process, if I can call it that. Unless if you're going for a very specialist program like postgraduate nursing in other campus or other schools, you will need to. But at Confed, as mentioned earlier, or for those taking commerce, if you do have your bachelor's degree or even high school graduate, no need for exam, no need for bridging program. You could go for a certificate or diploma program.
Kasi ganun. Sige ko
Okay, thank you. Yeah, another question. Okay, if you have some question, just open your mic so that we can answer. Okay, and
Next question here, Marvin, is from Leslie Baradi.
yes,
Anything related to procurement or supply chain? Are there any programs available for her? And then she has also a 7-year-old kid. Are there any daycare centers available near the college?
Yes, okay. For procurement or supply chain, unfortunately, we don't have that specific program. But I could probably recommend rather IBM, postgraduate certificate in international business management. So one-year program, and like what I mentioned, you could go for a 1+1 if you wish to. And then if you do have a child with you, 7-year-old, that would qualify for the free education already.
yeah, sure. I can average on that regarding the education of your children.
Yes.
So FastWay can help you in terms of the schooling. We're looking for a school near your accommodation and near the school because it needs to be 30 minutes away from your location or accommodation and from the school.
Yeah.
Okay, and then like what Crystal mentioned, your 7-year-old kid can already go with the free education and FastWay can help you with that.
Yeah, sure. Okay,
Next question from Leonita Manahat. Graduate of Banking and Finance and 6 months with career. What possible program can you recommend?
Wow, okay, that's actually again, see, these combinations are very exciting. We take it on the positive note that rather than on a confusing state, because we actually have a client who went for IBM and also PSW combination. That's also possible, or business and PSW, because for your student permit, that's also great. Like you could say that you wanted to open up a business, like a facility, so it's actually an excellent combination. So you could, like I mentioned, you could go for that. You could go for a healthcare background or for business straight up. Yeah.
Okay. We have a lady here who wants to turn on her mic and speak. Michelle Ortiza, please.
Oh, someone's gonna sing.
Yeah.
Yes ma'am, may question lang po ako.
Yeah, sure.
Bali yung question ko po is about, mangyayari po sana is, pwede po bang ako yung mag-ESP example, and then yung misis ko po kasi is RN with no experience, valid po siya for open work permit, di ba?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Tapos, magdadala po sana kami ng 2 minors, isang 1-year-old and isang 7 years old. Bali, ang naiisip ko lang po ma'am, bilang ako po yung SP, not sure kung ano po yung related na course na pwede kong pasukin para po magkaroon ako ng, if ever man, kapag graduate ma'am, yung opportunity na makapagtrabaho sa Canada ma'am.
Sir, can we know what is your background po?
Ang background ko po for 10 years of experience ma'am sa customer service and also banking po ma'am.
Alright, Crystal?
Yeah, okay. So, I think it's also quite similar with what we mentioned earlier.
Actually, a while ago, just before the yeah?
We could also ask Mr. Ortiza, probably, maybe he's looking at a different career. Are you interested in skill trades or culinary?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, that's one of my choice ma'am kasi before, nag-put up po ako ng small business. But I'm not sure kung paano lang po i-justify sa consular kung ano pong mangyayari. Baka kasi magtanong sila bakit ako nag-shift ng career.
This is where FastWay comes in, and FastWay services and expertise. Because they can definitely help you in justifying to the visa officer your intentions of studying in Canada and why studying that specific course.
We will base on that understanding plan. Yes.
Regarding po dun sa but then, yung business po ay already sold it. So,
Sir, all the details will be explained to ganito na lang po sir para at least we can explain it to you in the detail po. Maybe we could do it on a one-on-one session together with Marvin and Edward para we can really explain it to you. Is that okay?
Sure ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. So sir, please leave your details in the chat box and then go take note of it. And then we'll definitely call you or you can call us, but definitely we will message you after this, okay?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Alright. No worries, sir. We can definitely help you with your change of program. So, anong documents na kailangan natin just to provide and justify your intent.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tia.
Okay.
Alright, going back. Yes, Marvin, go.
Okay, another question. I am accounting graduate. What program can you recommend? For accounting graduate.
Okay. Accounting grad, yes, it will be business, definitely. You can go for business, diploma, or postgraduate in business.
Yeah.
That is definitely doable for you. Accounting is actually a great one because, as mentioned earlier, if I could just repeat for those who just joined, we fortunately received job offers for our graduates in the field of accounting and human resource 2 weeks after graduation. You can see that from our college Facebook uh, page, right?
Thank you. Another question from Leslie Barari. If I am an MBA graduate already, what program I can get?
Sir, a graduate of
MBA.
MBA. Okay, so MBA qualification, we've got even PhD holders. That is definitely possible for you. If again, the bottom line, the opportunities or the course selection, I could say it's limitless in a way, except lang if there's a prerequisite for our program. So you might have taken MBA, but what is your ultimate vision? If perhaps you wanted to learn another skill, so that is doable.
Yes.
This again have to go through the one-on-one, so we can disclose in-depth information for you. So that would be my take on it.
Yeah, sure. We can assist you on that also. Another question, how many years will it take for a medical field?
How many years? Okay, so it depends on the program that you're going for. For certificate program, it's typically 1 year. The classes are 8 months. 1 year because you have your semestral break, your Christmas break, whatever, but the classes or sessions are only 8 months, 4 months per semester. Let's say, for example, for personal support worker, on the first semester, 4 months, we will do classroom-based or theory textbook-based. On the second semester, you'll be doing full paid internship. So seemingly, you only studied for 4 months for classroom, and then the next second semester, 4 months, you're actually doing paid internship. It's like you're doing full work on the second semester or on your 5th month, because apart from the paid internship, you could also go for the 20-hour per week possibility or allowed hours for part-time students or for students who do part-time job. So yeah, and so that's for certificate program. For PGC, we have 1 year, we've got 2 years, and then for diploma, typically it's 2 years.
Thank you. Okay.
Next question here is all about for engineering graduates again working for manufacturing industry for more than 5 years. What program could you offer?
Manufacturing, so we could recommend again the postgraduate programs if I could again advise, or some diploma programs in engineering. Like similarly earlier, might want to do a different engineering program. So that's also possible. So let's find out your in-depth information. But we do have diploma programs for you and also have postgraduate programs for you, like a safety management. So that's also possible.
All right. Now another question from Leslie Barati. It's just a 1 year program. Is it a guarantee that we can find a job?
Okay, depends on the program, and depends on your effort, and depends on how you would attend our free workshops. So if you're a student that would not be exerting well, and just, staying at home, not taking advantage of the free workshops, would be given more opportunity. Of course, those who would attend the webinars, those who would be present in the community, those who would network with the Filipino community and the local community, you would have higher chances. And regardless of the program, whether it's PSW or not, it really boils down on how you're gonna go about it. But again, like what I've said, in our area of Thunder Bay, all our programs are very competitive in a sense that there will be opportunities for you, because this basic formula. So the Canadians or the locals, they would want to be in the big cities, and that's quite common, right? Even in the Philippines, you would want to work in BGC, or if you are in Cebu, you want to work in Cebu, the busy ones. And in the case of Canada, that's what the domestic citizens or domestic would go for. They go to the big area. So communities like Saskatchewan, some places in Manitoba, of course Thunder Bay, there are a lot of job vacancies. And I'm not just stating this again for the sake of, come on, apply at Confed. You can just check out Thunder Bay website and you can see it yourself. We post all the job opportunities there for part-time and full-time employment.
Thank you so much. Question is from UG Pablan. I believe you have FastWay to Lakehead University, right?
Yes.
So he is asking, is it possible to study college diploma in business accounting? Then just add 1 year for advanced diploma to transfer to Lakehead University to obtain the bachelor's degree through articulation agreement.
Yes. Okay. So for the transfer agreement, you could take a 2-year program at Confed, and then the pathway would be at Lakehead and other colleges, universities, not only Lakehead. That is definitely very possible. And to answer, like a 1 year in what? The advanced diploma?
Yes.
Typically you would go for a bachelor's degree. So it's a 2-year program in addition. So there might be another possibility of credit transfer from your degree in the Philippines. So we'll have to really look at the bigger picture here. So the point is that it is possible, but we need your reward.
Okay.
I want to answer your question, Eugene. Now, what about for information technology system?
IT, so we have computer programming for diploma. It's also very in demand. We also have postgraduate for health informatics. Let me check. Let me check here. So is it this or this? Oh, there you go. Okay, so we got computer programming. Go for that, or the electronics and engineering technician, or for the postgraduate, you could go for I think it's embedded systems, if I'm not mistaken. ICT for business. Oh, by the way, this is also a great course.
Yeah.
Business and IT combined,
Yes.
and health informatics. So there we go.
Okay, thank you. Another question from Sapman from Micah. How about medical technologists with no experience in work?
Okay. Well, I think I combine 2 questions. I saw age limit and experience. Majority actually, there would be no necessary requirement of an age limit. So that's the best, one of the great things about the student pathway as your information channel, because there is no age limit. Okay? And then number 2 is for the ano yun, sir? I lost track. Ano yung question mo, sir? Nawala ako, girl.
Medical technologists with no experience.
Work experience or age requirement. So, no age requirement, no age limit. Minimum of 18, of course. And then for the work experience, it's not really necessary unless you're going to apply it for later on. Well, if you're going for other immigration channel, additional points. but it's not really quintessential.
Okay, thank you. Okay, another question. Sir, my biometric is still valid? I just wanna know if there's
Yes,
an issue.
biometric still valid, is good for 10 years.
Yeah.
And if you have already medical previously, good for 1 year.
Yeah, that's it.
Meron nagtatanong dito sa chat box if meron bang Shomani. Ano po, ang student visa ng Canada, dalawang option po yan. Meron siyang option na mas pwede tayo mag-i-explain one-on-one. We can explain further po regarding sa mas Shomani, sponsorship, etc.
Thank you. So, I'm sorry, I can understand mix po kasi about work and staff and student, but I want to know what is the process to get a visa. Okay, for this, tell Malay, we can have a one-on-one consultation po. So, just leave your contact number and your name and your email address po. Okay, by Eugene Megan, it's possible to study college diploma in business accounting and add one, okay, tapos na to. So if I graduate na po, ma'am, program kinuha ko sa Canada, sure po ba na maka-PR ako? So, may program po ba?
Okay, yung ganyang question again, it's going to be the bottom line. Same thing with, sure ba may work ako? Sure ba may PR ako? Nothing is certain unless, okay, you actually comply with what is being needed.
Yes.
So yung circumstance, yung situation that you have complied with attending all the webinars at Confed, doing probably voluntary work, like exert an effort, then you could find job opportunities. In fact, I mentioned we even have partner company who would absorb our students. That's actually a very unique one.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really quite generous of them. And for PR, we have illustrated earlier the PR requirements depending on what immigration channel. RNEP, OINP, Canadian Experience rather. Canadian Experience Class. You also have to do some diligent research. And as long as you meet the qualification, the eligible requirements, my answer is yes. You would be able to meet your goal. The guarantee, well, again, the bottom line is if you would commit, we're giving you the information right now. In fact, that time, long time ago, 3-5 years back, this is not how it works. Present lang ng school, that's it. Bahala kayo mag-apply sa PR. Bahala kayo mag-research. But here, we're giving out, you know what, there is. Ito yun, mga specific. So you won't be confused. It's streamlined. That's what we're trying to say. I have, again, please do your research on the following and like our page because you will see the presentation done by the government of Thunder Bay. They're the ones that presented about this. So everything is modified, everything was legal of presentation. It's not just made up. Okay.
Thank you for
Yes.
that answer.
Yeah.
Okay. This is for Angeline Real. Interested po to study Confederation College for Early Childhood. Yes, okay. We will send this program after we have a one-on-one consultation. This is consultation namin is free po. So don't worry, wala kayong babayaran. We offer for free. So unlimited po yung mga question na itatanong natin. We will discuss the pathway, how to apply for the school, the application for the visa, requirements for the processing and the processing time, and then how to pay the medical and the biometrics will be done as by scheduling, and then the immigration advices. So we can do that also. So lahat po ng itatanong nyo, we will answer. And please leave your contact number and your email. So another question, may kasi po ako, pwede po bang sige Ma'am Shiri, tapos na pala to si Mr. Cortez. Okay, mention, I think, office management po, experience po niya. So, anong course niya? By Sheila Vergara. How about office management po, experience po. So, bali yung, okay.
Office management, yeah, so same, go for any business program or shift in career. If that's what you wanted to pursue, yung business, so you could go for a diploma course, or you could go for postgraduate in business. Digital marketing if you want. Human resource, very in demand to sa Canada.
Yes. Totoo.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, not only in Monterey. So, these are the skills or programs that will not be replaced by technology.
Okay, I have a question here. 52 years old ba is, ano pa ba? Tanggap ko ba ay 52 years old? May question kasi dito sa amin sa page namin. Kung 52 years old ba, is tanggap ko ba siya? Eligible ko ba siya mag-study in Canada?
As long as ma-justify niya yung point at saka yung purpose niya doon sa letter of intent po. At saka depende yan sa school. Kayo man, tanggap pa ba doon?
Tanggap na tanggap.
Yes,
Yeah.
kasi walang age limit ang Canada. Okay ba?
Yeah, if you visit our social media pages, Instagram, we have all walks of life, all age, whatever that is possible.
Yeah, thank you.
Mayroong nagtanong Cebu-based ba kayo? Actually, yes, we are Cebu-based, pero don't worry about yung sa malalayo, ibang lugar. Kasi, actually, 90% po yung applicant namin is mostly outside from Cebu. So, don't worry about doon sa mga medical, paano namin kayo i-arrange. Kasi, kung Manila-based kayo, meron dyan sa Manila, kami yung mag-arrange anong day. Don't worry about doon, kami na mag-arrange sa inyo. At saka, all you have to do is scan all your documents, must be readable and clearly na mababasa siya. At saka, the good thing sa Confederation College is because tatlo lang inihingi nila para makakuha ng letter of acceptance. Only TOR, diploma, and passport.
Tama? Yeah.
Yes.
For those, meron kasi kung nabasa dito sa na merong mga family. Yes, pwede mo madala yung mga family nyo at saka yung mga husband at saka kahit magkalipin, basta ma-justify lang at least 1 year na nagtatama. At saka mga anak, free education po sila. Kami rin mag-arrange doon.
Yan, kami na po na mag-enroll ng mga anak.
Kami na mag-enroll ng mga bata at saka yan po. Sige.
Sige po. Another question by Eugene Amigo. Ano po ba ang mas mainam na intake, business accounting or human resource management?
Na-input.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me go back to the website. I think I can show you as well. Straight up then. Your intake and the information. 1 second. So here we go. Share my screen. So these are the programs for international students, and you could actually download the flyers, but FastWay also have access or information to this. So for accounting, HR.
Yeah.
Here we go. Accounting, we have the September and January. So for online class, September 21, that is still possible. By the way, you can also find how much the basic starting hourly wage here as part of our information, and the job possibilities, 3,700 across Canada. And then the fees and other information. Ignore the English proficiency. September and January for business and accounting. If you would go for business in HR diploma,
Human resource.
so,
September and January.
mas mataas syempre yung kanilang hourly, basic hourly. That's negotiable if you have work experience whatsoever. definitely mas mataas po. And then there's postgraduate in HRM. Our students would actually go a combination of PGC and HRM or in PGC and IBM. That's also possible. So for this, the intake would be September, January, and May. So if you've got everything collated now with your documents and all, so it's actually like a close step away. For school application, as mentioned earlier by FastWay, we only require very basic requirement as reiterated by Sir Marvin and Sir Edward. Madali na yung mga requirements natin. Hassle-free, hopefully. So, yun tayo. At pag yung passport nyo pala, I'm giving you a heads up. Expired, ina-apply, whatever. That's okay.
Yeah.
Just give us the updated one later on.
Yeah. Tama po.
Si Miss Nora nag-raise ng
Can I ask some questions?
Sige po, Ma'am Nora. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I've been there in Canada last 2019 for application.
Okay.
And I'm so much interested for being a student visa, student. But then I'm already coming to 50 years old. Can you please tell me what's the best course for me? Or best program?
Okay, ma'am.
What's your background, ma'am?
I'm a country graduate and had an experience.
All right, accounting. So you can see from the screen right now have excellent postgraduate programs. I'll repeat once again. Yep, we don't have much, but it's a direct match for NOC, National Occupation Checklist, if you would plan to apply for your immigration later on. So the possible course for you, accountancy graduate, you could go for HRM, ma'am, if you'd want. Otherwise, you could go for IBM,
Yeah,
International Business Management.
At my age, can I possibly have a work? Can I possibly get a work in Canada?
You know, you've been to Canada, and the discrimination when it comes to age, labor force is, way different, isn't it, Ms. Laura?
Yes. Can you possibly discuss about the tuition fees? Do I need to pay the whole amount?
No, ma'am. So I mentioned earlier that for Filipinos, we have great news for you. You could pay, instead of paying one semester fee that's about supposedly 8,500, you will need to pay 2,500 for your deposit fee, and you could apply for your student permit, your visa. And yes, and when do you need to pay for the remaining of the first semester? 2 months before the intake. So it's a staggered payment. Yeah.
I'm going to pay it in Canada now when I'm there.
For the first structure is once you receive your offer. By the way, we can issue your offer through FastWay and ApplyBoard in 1 week time, right, Ms. Tony? I can do that. Yes. So Ms. Tony will help us.
But then, my visa expired last November 2020.
You what?
My
Over
visa
2 months
expired.
apply for a new visa application, which is a student visa application. And then,
Different from the visa.
yes, it's different because your intention right now is going to be studying, not business.
And I have a 14-year-old daughter here.
So if you wish to bring your 14-year-old daughter, your daughter is not considered as a student visa holder. She also needs to study. But that is, she can still avail the free education.
And I also have a partner, which is a common law.
Yes.
As long as we can justify your common relation.
Okay.
And finally, details all the requirements for the common law so that you can bring your common law.
Yeah, but then can I also ask another question? I have
Sure, no worries.
my youngest is 25 years old. Can he possibly come with me or no? he can possibly be with you, but hindi na po siya under ng free education, ano na po siya, magbabayad ka na po siya sa kanya for free, for student visa application.
Yeah, kasi he's already graduate medical technologist. He's now working with pharma. So I can bring him along with me.
Yes po, for under po siya, student visa application din.
Okay. How can I clear everything or on
During your one-on-one consultation po with Sir Marvin and Sir Edward.
Yes, sure. Ma'am Laura, we can talk about regarding the common law, what is the requirements to prepare, and also your children with underage, we can enroll this, and also your 25 years old children, we can have an advice for them. So just leave your contact number so that we can call you tomorrow regarding all of this.
Can I privately message my contact number?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You can flash your contact details.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Her attendees like Ms. Nora who doesn't wish to disclose their details publicly, if that's possible.
Yeah, I have my messages through FastWay. That's why I joined this Google webinar.
Yeah, you can leave your message at our page so that we can contact you tomorrow. Right.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ma'am
Thank you,
Laura.
Ms. Nora.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, no more question for our participants today. Okay,
Thank you for further questions, Marvin. They could already through the one-on-one consultation.
Yeah, sure.
After once you call them, after you communicate with them, and if you do have some questions for the school, Marvin will relay it to me and Krista, and we'll definitely can answer those questions. Okay?
Okay, no more question. My last question here. College graduate po, 18 years old, no work kasi nasa bahay na. Alaga na, pwede ko ba mag-apply for student visa? Yes po, allowed po. For 18 years old, college graduate. Okay. Another question by Thelma. Okay.
Yes, Thelma, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, open your mic.
I want to ask lang po kung merong malapit na school sa Canada Ontario na pwedeng kami naman.
What specific po sa Ontario po?
Canada, Ontario.
Canada, Ontario.
Yes po.
Yes, you can definitely check on our portal and our system, and then we can get back to you on that. Definitely, we do have a partner school in that specific area.
Yeah, sure. Okay,
Pwede po bang mag-join ng class this year? Habang hinihintay ko yung student visa.
What do you mean? Mag-start na ng klase po? Ma'am Maritoni, if the school will accept you for intake for September, you can start even your first online class for some hours.
So that depends on the school. So most schools right now still do have online classes. Once you receive a letter online classes while we are waiting for your visa application. If the classes has been started and then you still don't have your visa application decision. But once your visa application decision is already there and then the school is still doing online classes, that's still possible. But if your program requires you to be in Canada, then you have to move to Canada.
Okay, thank you.
Alright.
Thank you.
Relatives in Canada, Ontario?
Yes po.
Alright, so checking here on our end, unfortunately, we don't have a school that is in Canada, but then we can definitely look for other schools that is near Canada.
Yeah.
If that's okay with you.
Okay lang po.
Okay, mukhang marami na nagugutom.
Yeah. Do you have any school near Windsor, Ontario?
Miss Mara, if it's okay, can we do the follow-up question during the one-on-one consultation? Unfortunately, Christelle from the International
Confederation.
Recruitment Manager of Confederation has another session with on their end that they have a private meeting in Confederation College. She needs to go now, so for further question, feel free. I do apologize, we're tight on schedule, but feel free to communicate with FastWay. They have flashed your details on the screen. I will definitely communicate with you after the session. I know all the attendees are really interested with Confederation and how Crystal has managedly provide us very informative presentation. So thank you so much for your understanding and for all the planning.
I commend Ms. Christelle because he delivered her webinar presentation clearly.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nora.
Salamat sa lahat na nag-attend. I really appreciate na marami tayo. At saka mukhang interested sila lahat, no? Kasi punong-puno na yung chat box natin.
Alright, so again, thank you to everyone, all who have attended. Thank you so much for your presence. To Crystal, thank you so much for being here. I know you need to be somewhere already, but thank you so much for your presence. Thank you for your time.
Thank you,
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Team FastWay, Sir Edward. Thank you so much for arranging this webinar. And see you on our next webinar, everyone. Have a great weekend ahead. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Nora.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.